Hello, my name is Samuel Chula and I'm a freshman here at Southeastern University. And today for my art talk, I will be talking about the West Tympanum, located on the Cathedral of St. Lazarus. Here's some background information on the St. Lazare Cathedral. It is located in Autun, France, and built between the years 1120 and finished in 1146. It was consecrated as a holy cathedral by Pope Innocent II in 1130. It is the most important historical building in Autun, and one of the greatest examples of Romanesque architecture conveyed through a church in France. It is known for its magnificent sculptures by the famed sculptor Gil Servetus. The St. Lazare Cathedral is pictured here, viewed from the east side. It is important to note that there are three interchangeable titles. The Autun Cathedral, in relation to the area where the cathedral is located in France. The Church of St. Lazarus, which is the English version, for the final title, the St. Lazare Cathedral. However, its original purpose was not even to be a cathedral. It was supposed to house the relics of Lazarus, the brother of Mary Magdalene, who was raised from the dead by Jesus. The relics were actually found in Autun, France, and it was created in hopes of being a major pilgrimage destination in order to make money, because the cathedral was located on the pilgrimage route that Christians took. Instead, it was consecrated to be a holy cathedral by Pope Innocent II in 1130. Here's the West Tympanum, and I chose this piece of art to talk about because of its detailed intricacy and its profound meaning in relation to the context of the times it was created in. Historical and cultural context. During the medieval time period, elements of the Christian religion were legalistic, evident through monastic life, complex Gregorian chants, and ritualistic liturgical reciting. The society of the time placed heavy importance on religious perfection and monastic life, such as possessing nothing, living a stable life in the monastery, obeying the abbot, remaining unmarried, as well as prayer, work, and study. Although these rules were put in place for those in monasteries, many of the ideals of religious perfection penetrated to the everyday lives of ordinary citizens. The Tympanum here served as a reminder to the people about the emphasis placed on repentance through prayer and action to achieve salvation in the afterlife. Its harsh scenes gave off a frightening scene to encourage holiness and dedication to God. The sculptor Gil Servetus is regarded as one of the best Romanesque sculptors of all time. He sculpted biblical scenes into the capitals of the columns along the nave in the St. Lazare Cathedral. And we know that he actually sculpted himself the West Tympanum because he left an inscription on there in Latin, which translates to English. Gil Servetus made this. Here is the West Tympanum and its formal artistic title, The Last Judgment. Some of its formal elements include that it was composed entirely of marble. It is 21 feet wide at the base. It is carved in high relief, meaning that the lines used to carve into the marble were done very deeply. It is supported by two horizontal lintels and a pillar in the middle. It is symmetrical and organized in such a way that allowed illiterate people to follow along and be able to understand the message of the carving. Its style is Romanesque, meaning it is not realistic. Instead, it is more conceptual. Symbolic elements include that it was deemed the sermon in stone, meaning that its organization and intricacy led to understanding of the carving's meaning, warning to all that repentance through prayer and action is necessary for salvation. It depicted the struggle between good versus evil and the struggle of heaven versus hell. The Last Judgment, the bottom portion. In the middle we have Michael, the archangel, which divides the two groups. The redeemed on the left side rise out of their graves and rejoice at the sight of the angels helping them to ascend to heaven. Among the saved are two bishops and two pilgrimages, to note. The people on the right, however, are being tormented, which depicts hell. Some of the scenes toward the right include a man clutching bags of money and another man with giant hands around his head, depicting his placement into hell. The Last Judgment, upper portion. In the middle we have Jesus, the even-handed judge. To the left, apostles look toward Jesus in veneration and respect, while Peter conducts the rising of believers into heaven by help of the angels, as depicted by the arrow. Notice how Peter is larger than the rest of the angels, symbolizing his importance in the whole process. At the top of the left side is Mary, Jesus' mother, who welcomes in the new citizens of heaven next to an angel playing the trumpet. The right side depicts the struggle of the intermediate area between heaven and hell. The devil and his demons are weighing souls down, and while an angel tries to lift them up to Paul and another angel, who are trying their best to make people turn to God, the devil and his demons are cheating and actually weighing the people down on the scale. Notice how grotesque and frightening the devil looks, as depicted by the orange arrow. This was done in order to scare the viewers into the thought of hell and point them towards the benevolent angels and the magnificent God welcoming his people into heaven with open arms. Finally, the archivolts of the Last Judgment. An archivolt is the molding or frame of an arch, which encompasses the tympanum in Romanesque architecture. Here we have the lower archivolt, which only contains tree foliage. However, the upper archivolt has a more deep meaning. It contains medallions representing the 4 seasons, zodiacs, and laborers of the month. These all relate to God's ordering of the universe, especially in relation to farming and harvesting, and the whole relation of the universe. And this concludes my art talk. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.